Hello, this is Overly Critical Anime with a different video. And of course, this is about Toei Not Mark's copyright issues with Toei. And before I start this video, I'm going to have a different take here. I'm not 100% sure if Toei Not Mark is right about his copyright claims that he says in the video. I won't play the video because I think that'd be hypocritical if I did a commentary of his videos. But and like produced it as my own and say it was it can't be copyrighted. uh I do agree with the content ID system. It needs to be rehauled, or something needs to be done where Toei needs to do their due diligence and actually look at his videos, because 150 videos in like an hour or two is ridiculous, and knowing they didn't watch these videos and determine if they don't fall into the fair use. But I noticed when I was going through his videos, he does have a lot of anime uh, stuff in his stuff. In his videos, here's Berserk. These two videos here, Dragon Ball review, are nothing but anime in the background. 30 minutes here, 35, almost 35 minutes here. Yes, the clips pertain to what he's reviewing. Don't get me wrong. And he does have commentary. But the length of these videos, 30 and 35, that's a whole episode. These are almost, all these are almost, his videos are almost to a full length of an episode, 30 minutes or so. And you could argue that, this isn't the whole complete, series of the Red Ribbon Army or whatever, the Dragon Ball series, as a review, and he's not actually using a whole episode and reacting like it, like Suzy Liu. But when it comes to copyright, it's really finicky on what's considered fair use. You can claim it as fair use, if you're taking it to court and you get sued. That's You could use this as a defense. It's not like you're protected because you just had a commentary and have some clips that pertain to what you're talking about. That's not how fair use works. And to determine if he is in the right of fair use, he would have to go to court and prove it into a court, which is not going to happen. But maybe someone will challenge them and have their change their policies or whatever. But that's a lot of footage to have in his reviews. 30 minutes and 35 minutes, and you can see almost 30 minutes on all these. I'm not too sure if it's transformative enough to consider fair use. Remember, it has to be transformative as well as the commentary and stuff like that. That's why a lot of people, if they do reviews, they don't show any footage, or if they do, it's very limited. He doesn't do anything else in these videos besides show anime and some manga panels. He doesn't cut in, or not all of his videos are like the Dragon Ball ones. He does have other ones where he comes in, stops the video, and talks about some certain things and stuff like that. And that's probably the best way to approach it. Now, when you're doing the reviews, a lot of people don't even show it. They just go on camera, show their face, and do the review. That's the safest way to do it on YouTube, because I watched the video as the same video as Mark, where this guy, a lawyer. I mean, it's going to differ between lawyers, so his word's not the final say, but because lawyers will interpret the law different, and I'm not saying I'm correct in here, but in the video he does say he is, Totally Mark is using the IP, and he took a risk doing that, and showing the IP, and they can claim it as such, and that's their right to do so. Unfortunate, how many people might not like it. A lot of people backed him up on this, and that's good. I think they do need to change their ID system, and actually, Toei needs to change their uh, credentials to what's fair use and what's not. I totally agree with that. But to say Totally Mark is, they flagged him for nothing, which he does say in the video, is not true. They did flag you for something. You are using their IP. And you're using their property. So I thought that was a little bit disingenuous for Totally Mark to go on and on his video and say they flagged him for nothing. That's not how it went down at all. To say they didn't flag you for nothing is that's not true. So and he also said in his video that he had Toei let him promote them before, so why not now? Because they gave you permission to promote that particular thing and not anything else. I know that seems a little bit confusing at first, but if a certain company like Toei comes to me and is like, "Oh, we want you to promote Dragon Ball or whatever," that doesn't mean I can just go over and just do whatever Toei other anime series Toei owns and do whatever I want with it. Let's say a toy line or something, but I'm doing videos on Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball Z or Super. They didn't give me permission to promote that, so again, I don't think it really falls into fair use. I could be wrong. I'm not saying I'm 100% right here. 'Cause that's to me a very gray area of what can be and can't be fair use. And even here in the United States, where he doesn't live, I think he lives in Ireland, if I'm not mistaken. Um, it's very uncertain if you'll win. Even if it does fall into fair use, you could still lose in the court of law. That's just how it is. Especially here in the U.S., it might be different where he lives, but that could happen there too because maybe the judge didn't interpret it the same way, or they didn't present enough evidence, or the judges didn't understand what fair use is, and now you have to appeal it. Uh, it's not this universal protection that he has, and no one can copyright his stuff. That's just not simply not true. And it's also not true. Is like if Toei, copyrights him, they're not doing anything wrong. They're not breaking the law. Like the copyright is there. The the law there is just to protect him if he went to court. And that's another thing I need to point out, that it's just there as a protection, like your Fifth Amendment right. It's something there that could protect you just in case. So overall, I do believe something needs to be changed with the content ID system. Everyone's been bitching about that to YouTube for years now. And something needs to be changed about it, but I don't think YouTube's going to do anything about it. They're just the middleman in this. They're just going to let, pulling out Mark and Toei go at it. Whatever happens, happens. And it's going to take a very long time to get his channel back because he has to do these individually. There should be a mass entry system for counterclaims, especially if you're going to, if companies can mass flag you like that. There should be a system where you can also counterclaim, mass counterclaim. That's just ridiculous. It's obvious Toei didn't do their part and watch them. It's just a bot. And I'm not saying Toei's 100% in the right here either because they're not. And I'm just not going to hop on the, Toei and YouTube hate bandwagon and say they're, Toei Mark is 100% in the right because I don't believe he is. Now, if you wanted to leave your criticism there, I'd rather have it, constructive criticism, but that's not needed or required. I would like some, I guess, calm and collected counter arguments, but I'd highly doubt I'm gonna get that. But That's pretty much all I have to say about the situation. I'm not saying pulling out Mark is in all 100% in the right, and nor am I saying Toei's 100% in the right either. I think Mark has to do a little bit more due diligence himself and change his review process to make it more transformative. I'm not too sure if it would really fall into that category, or he would win in, if he went to court. Maybe eventually he would win in a couple years, and God knows if he would get his money and if he did win. So that's just how the system works. It sucks, and I do believe things need to change on YouTube where it's better for the creator because these companies can flag you, and it could be that they're flagging you falsely, and they get no repercussions from that. None whatsoever. It's you are guilty until you prove your innocence, and that should not be the way that works. I get it that YouTube doesn't want to get sued and stuff like that, but come on, they need to get better stuff for the creators. That's all I have to say. Thank you for listening. Rate, comment, subscribe.